Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, and today I'm in Walt Disney World, and I want to do something a little bit fun today, and it's all about Haunted Mansion, the new movie that just came out this past year in 2023, the Haunted Mansion. I actually watched the movie not too long ago, seen the billing of the movie, the Hatbox Ghost, and it's really cool because they have added the Hatbox Ghost here to Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion back about a month or so ago. So we're going to go into the Haunted Mansion, check out the Hatbox Ghost, and also in the queue, not the lightning lane queue, but the normal standby queue, there is some real cool things I want to show you. There is a murder mystery that you can kind of keep you busy while you wait to see if you can solve it. And there is a popular character in the attic area of the Haunted Mansion that is really cool. It is the bride. And the bride has murdered her husband, and you can actually have fun looking for her ring. And I'm going to show you her ring location out there in the queue. So that being said, let's get walking that way and go check out the spooky Haunted Mansion. All right, friends, here we are in front of the Haunted Mansion. So there is a murder mystery centered around the Dread family, and this attraction's queue. Guests will pass by 5 busts. Each one represents a member of the Dread family. The family includes 6 members who, according to lore, own the mansion itself. Why are there only 5 busts that we're going to look at? Because there's actually 6 members, but one of the busts, they're actually twins. So 2 people will actually be 1 bust. So that's why there's 5 instead of 6. So ultimately, a murder rocked the Dread family and left Haunted Mansion guests with a mystery. If you want to solve this riddle, which we're going to do today, you do it in the queue. So let's move ahead and go find these busts and let's solve it before we enter the spooky Haunted Mansion here at Walt Disney World. One of my favorite attractions, if I do say so myself. All right, friends, right here is the Dread family bust, and this right here is where you're going to figure out this is the murder mystery area. So we're going to start it off by looking at this man right here in the middle. This here is Uncle Jacob. As you can see, he has all the wealth. Look at all that money he has. So he is the original buyer of the Dread family of the Haunted Mansion. So each one of these busts has an epitaph to read. And this right down here is what you use to actually solve the mystery. So if we look down here at Uncle Jacob, it says, greed was the poison he had swallowed. He went first, then the others followed. His killer's face he surely knew. Now try to discover who killed who. So Uncle Jacob was killed with poison. So now we're going to make our way over here to this gentleman, the one with the snake wrapped around his neck. Maybe it's a poisonous snake. So if we come down here to this one, this here is Birdie. And as you see, he's got a skull and crossbones like a poison vial right there. So he would have been the one who actually killed Uncle Jacob. We go down here, he is an avid hunter and an expert shot. In the end, that's what he got. So Birdie would have been the one who was, he was shot. So we need to look for a gun now. Somebody would have had a gun. And if we look right next to Birdie, we have this one. This here is Aunt Florence. So we're going to go down here and look at Aunt Florence. And looky there, there's the gun. So she's the one that killed Birdie. And then we go down here and we read, it says, never did a dishonorable deed, yet found face down in canary seed. Let's go check out who had the canary seed. And we're going to go right here to these twins. If we look at the twins right here, you look right back there, there's a little sack of canary seed right there. And then when we come down through here, right there is a dead canary. So that right there would say that the twins is the murderer of Florence. Let's read what that has to say. It says, departed life while in their beds with identical bumps on their heads. So there's only one left. And that's right here, this young lady. Let's see here, what we got here? This here is actually Cousin Maud. And if you look, right there's the hammer. And over here, it says identical bumps on their head. So that means she was the one that took the hammer and she whacked them. She took them down in their sleep. How crazy is that? Our sleeping beauty who never awoke. The night her dreams went up in smoke. So up in smoke means fire, like there was a fire or something. So if we kind of come around Aunt Maud, look at the back, Right here, they used to do this back in the day. Women, back in these times, they used to have some matches back here in the back. And back in those days, to help with like smell and stuff, they would actually strike a match sometime, and just that little incense of smoke or whatever would help them smell better. I guess back then they didn't wash their hair as much or something, I'm not really sure. But toward the end of the ride, when we see the hitchhiking ghost here on the Haunted Mansion, we're gonna look. They should be a picture of Cousin Maud, and it should have fire around it. Like the mansion took her out. She did all this stuff. Nobody kept the mansion. Everybody died, including her, but the mansion burned her up at the end, and we're going to go see her at the end. We're going to really pay close attention at the hitchhiking ghost. I think to the left, we should see a ring of fire around Maud. So that's just a cool murder mystery. Definitely check it out. If you're here, you have to be going through the regular standby queue to see these busts. But we're not done yet, because we still have to address the bride. The bride's ring is actually in the queue itself, and we're going to go hunt that down next. All right, friends, right here where you see the captain. Only they got bubbles coming out here, but today it's early in the morning. They've not started up the bubbles yet. But if we come right over here, this is the bride's ring. Right down there, if I zoom in on it, you can see right there is the ring to the bride from the attic scene, which we're going to go see her shortly once we get on the ride itself. You will see her because she will be revealing the axe as we ride by. So right there is the actual ring that Walt Disney World placed. I think back in the day, I wasn't here back in 2009 or 10 when all this happened, but you know, like I said earlier, this stanchion right here, they actually cut it down and removed it, and it left like a ring in the pavement. And then, you know, they actually, when they put the screwdriver in and it broke off, it did make it look similar to that ring right there I just showed you, but it was bigger. But everybody, you know, fans of the ride just kind of said, oh, that's the bride's ring, and it just kind of caught fire and went with it. And then when they repaved this area and actually took the stanchion piece out of the pavement and everything and repaved everything, a lot of people got upset. Walt Disney World Imagineers went to business and got thinking, and they actually placed the ring right there. So right there is the bride's ring, and right here is the standby queue going in to the mansion to take their ride. So just remember, if you're using Lightning Lane or Genie Plus, you will bypass all this stuff here in the queue that I just showed you. Right here is the Dread family bust, and right here is the ring to the bride. So just keep that in mind. And the queue is awesome. There's so much interactive stuff like the organs and things like that. So much cool stuff to see back here and stories to tell and see. So it's really awesome. All right, let's move on. I love these books, this area right here with the books. People moving them. Oh, it's haunted. Ain't that cool? I mean, anything to keep us people waiting in line, having a good time and busy, it's always welcomed. So we're next right here as we enter the mansion. You got Madame Leota's head. Right here's her gravestone. And if we zoom in, sometimes you can see her eyes move. There they go. They just open. She's looking at us. Spooky. Now they closed again. How cool is that? Really have to pay attention here in the queue at the Haunted Mansion. There's so much cool stuff to look at. She's watching us. That is too awesome.
Chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
Hatbox Ghost, the newest ghost to enter the Haunted Mansion, right here next to the hallway. Breakdown. Now we're up in the attic, and right up here is where we're going to find the bride. She'll be right up here on the left, and there she is. See the cake next door? Right up here. Right here it is. And right there's Maud, right next to the Hitchhiking Ghost, which you really can't even see it. Alright my friends, that is our ride through the Haunted Mansion. I don't know if you could even see it, but you know, even with my naked eye, I don't think the camera's going to pick it up well, but you know, looking for Cousin Maud there at the end, if you know, next to the Hitchhiking Ghost, is really difficult. It's like the light was even lower today than it normally is, so I couldn't even see the flames and stuff ring around her picture at all. You know, it was like the Hitchhiking Ghost almost kind of overshadowed her photos. So it's there. I have seen it in the past or noticed it more, but today for whatever reason it seemed kind of rough. We did have a stop in the middle of the ride. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but it was there, and that's kind of the whole lore behind the Haunted Mansion. Thanks so much for watching this. Before we leave the area, I do want to show you one more thing. If you are an old Walt Disney World fan, you remember Toad's ride. It's gone now. It's now Winnie the Pooh. They actually have the Toad's grave here at the Haunted Mansion up here on the hill, and I'm going to show you where that is next. Right here is the Haunted Mansion. Right here is the exit where people are walking out. And when you're walking out to the left, look up there on top of the hill, and you can indeed see Toad standing back there in the shadows. Right there he is. Right there is the old Toad. Rest in peace. One of these days you might see a Brer Rabbit up there since Splash Mountain is gone. So something that I always like to do once I exit the Haunted Mansion, I come over here to Memento Mori, and they have, this is like their shop for the ride. So we're going to kind of walk in here and see what kind of cool stuff they have. They have some spirit jerseys, some lounge flies in here. Got Madame Leota on that stuff. Right here's another spirit jersey with the Hatbox Ghost on it. I think it is just so cool. And of course they have some Mickey ears with some big old spooky eyes on there. That looks pretty cool. Actually, this right here, Haunted Mansion, is the one that's in Disneyland, not here in WDW. And right here is the new Hatbox Ghost pen. I think we're going to have to purchase this one. That is pretty awesome. Check this out. They have Crocs. They got all the Crocs. Haunted Mansion style Crocs. And if you like model kits, they have the Haunted Mansion model kit right here. There it is. And check this out right here. Madame Leota kind of looks like her grave. It's just a box that you can store things in, but out there the eyes actually moved. And here they don't move, but it's still really kind of cool looking. As you see the spine, it would actually really fit into something. Maybe you could store some jewelry in there and things like that. Right here we have a cool looking, like the casket, it was moving up and down, and the ghost is trying to get out. He's trying to get out. He's like, hey, let me out. It's pretty neat. And also, if you are so inclined to buy the bus from the inside of the ride where they're singing, right there they are, and it does play music. And right here is the bride holding the axe from the attic scene. Pretty cool right there. I'll check that out. That's pretty wild looking. It's pretty neat. Right here's a little model kit of Madame Leota. Kind of dark, kind of hard to see that, ain't it? But that's her. And then they got these little light up pieces where you see the 3 hitchhiking ghosts at the end of the ride. So pretty awesome. All right, my friends, it looks like we rode the ride. As my wife waves to you goodbye, I'm waving goodbye to you too. Thank you so much for watching today. Definitely hit the Haunted Mansion is one of my favorite rides here at Walt Disney World, and that is the line back there. It looks like we got in line just in time today. We only waited about 20 minutes when we got in line, but now the line is actually up to 35 minutes, so it's definitely going to be a crowded day. Everybody's piling in to ride the Haunted Mansion these days to check out the new ghost, the Hatbox Ghost. So that's really cool. And the Hatbox Ghost, I used to always wonder, like when he showed up back in November, is it more than 999 happy haunts? That's what it says inside the Haunted Mansion, 999 happy haunts, but the Hatbox Ghost is actually a villain. So he is not a happy haunt, so it's still 999 in my opinion. That's just my thought process to it. So thank you so much for watching, friends. I am the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. All y'all stay safe out there. And I'm gonna try to stay dry now because it is beginning to sprinkle here in Florida. Shocker. I'll see you next time. See you around. See you later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.